Welcome to my channel, The English Playground. The Silent Reckoning. Young-hee was a successful lawyer in Seoul, known for her sharp mind and unyielding spirit. She met Min-jun at a charity event and their connection was instant. Their love blossomed quickly, leading to a whirlwind romance that ended in a grand wedding. Young-hee gave up her flourishing career to support Min-jun and care for his aging parents. She believed in their love and the promises they made to each other. 3 years into their marriage, Young-hee noticed a change in Min-jun. He became distant, often working late and traveling for business. Young-hee, ever the observant one, noticed the subtle changes in his behavior and the way he hid his phone. It wasn't long before she discovered the truth. Min-jun was having an affair with his colleague Soo-jin. Young-hee decided to confront Min-jun indirectly. She subtly began mentioning stories of infidelity during the conversations. Watching his reactions, one evening as they sat in the living room, she brought up a news story about a high-profile affair. "Did you hear about the CEO of Heian Corp? He got caught having an affair with his secretary," Young-hee said, her eyes fixed on Min-jun. Min-jun shifted uncomfortably. "No, I hadn't heard. How did his wife react?" "She left him immediately. Can't say I blame her," Young-hee replied, watching Min-jun closely. He avoided her gaze, mumbling something about work and left the room. Young-hee felt a pang of satisfaction. She knew she was getting to him. Despite her heartbreak, Young-hee decided to keep her discovery a secret. She played the dutiful wife, taking care of Min-jun's parents and maintaining a facade of normalcy. But beneath her calm exterior, a plan for revenge began to take shape. She was determined to make Min-jun and Soo-jin pay for their betrayal. One afternoon, while having tea with her mother-in-law, Young-hee received a call from Min-jun. "I have to go on a business trip this weekend," he said. "Another one?" she asked, her voice steady. "Yes, it's important," he replied hastily. "Take care then," she said, hiding her true feelings behind a mask of indifference. One weekend, Min-jun told Young-hee that he had to go on a business trip. Young-hee knew this was another lie and decided it was time to act. She followed Min-jun and discovered that he was spending the weekend with Soo-jin at a secluded cabin. Young-hee watched them from a distance, her heart pounding with a mixture of anger and resolve. She knew it was now or never. Late at night, Young-hee sneaked into the cabin. She found Min-jun asleep and, with a heavy heart, executed her plan. She left behind evidence that would point to Soo-jin, making it appear as if she had murdered Min-jun in a fit of jealousy. Young-hee was meticulous, ensuring there were no loose ends. As she left the cabin, she glanced back one last time, feeling a strange sense of detachment. The man she once loved was now just a part of her past, a casualty of betrayal. The news of Min-jun's murder shocked everyone. The police investigation was swift, and the evidence against Soo-jin was damning. Young-hee played her part as the grieving widow perfectly, even going to visit Soo-jin in jail. "You did this," Soo-jin spat when Young-hee entered the visitation room. "I don't know what you're talking about," Young-hee replied calmly. "I loved Min-jun. How could you do this to us?" Soo-jin's eyes burned with hatred. "You'll pay for this, Young-hee. I swear it." Young-hee smiled sadly. "I'm afraid you're mistaken. Goodbye, Soo-jin." Soo-jin was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Despite her protests of innocence, the evidence was overwhelming. Young-hee watched as Soo-jin was led away, her heart heavy with a mixture of triumph and sorrow. Back home, Min-jun's parents grieved the loss of their son. Young-hee supported them through their pain, feeling a pang of guilt every time she saw their sorrowful faces. She knew she had to carry this burden alone. Despite achieving her revenge, Young-hee felt no satisfaction. The void left by Min-jun's betrayal remained. She realized that revenge had not brought her the peace she sought. She had lost herself in the process, becoming as cold and calculating as those she despised. She tried to fill her days with work and caring for her in-laws, but the emptiness lingered. One evening, as she sat alone in the park, she reflected on her actions and their consequences. One day, Young-hee received an unexpected visitor. It was Detective Kim. the lead investigator on Minjun's case. May I come in? He asked. Of course, Young-hee replied, feeling a surge of anxiety. Detective Kim sat down and looked at her intently. I have been going over the case files and something doesn't add up. Sujin maintains her innocence and there are inconsistencies in the evidence. Young-hee's heart raced. What are you saying, detective? I'm saying that I think there's more to this story and I'm not going to give up until I find out the truth, he said firmly. Detective Kim's persistence paid off. He uncovered new evidence that pointed to Young-hee's involvement in Minjun's murder. One evening, as Young-hee was preparing dinner, the doorbell rang. She opened it to find Detective Kim and several officers standing there. Young-hee, you are under arrest for the murder of Minjun, Kim said, his voice heavy with regret. Young-hee felt a wave of relief wash over her. It was finally over. She allowed herself to be handcuffed and led away, feeling a strange sense of peace. Young-hee's trial was swift. She confessed to everything, sparing no details. She was sentenced to life in prison. And as she sat in her cell, she reflected on her choices. She had sought revenge, but it had only brought her ruin. She thought of Minjun and the love they once shared, and a tear rolled down her cheek. Revenge had consumed her, and now she was paying the price. She closed her eyes, hoping to find some semblance of peace in the silent reckoning of her soul.
Please like, share, and subscribe.